Hi everybody, so in this video we're going to do practice related to the total revenue test and price elasticity of supply. So let's get started. This YouTube video from Jacob Clifford sometimes helps students, so if you feel like you need a quick little refresher of like what these concepts are, I've put that in the playlist as well. If the price goes from 5 to 6, right, we can just fill in here, 5 to 6, that means the price went up, and the quantity demanded went from 15 to 10, so 15 to 10, and so we can say the total revenue, 5 times 15 is 75 to 60. So total revenue went down. So price goes up, total revenue goes down. We are in the elastic range, elastic. Price goes from 20 to 15. So that means the price goes down. And quantity goes from 1,000 to 1,500. I'm just going to say 10 and 15 because that's easier. And so this is 200. And then, oh boy, this is 225. And so we would say that the total revenue went up. So price goes down, total revenue goes up. Stretch, you're in the elastic range. Now, for these, each of these, we're going to say elastic, inelastic, or unit elastic. Total revenue goes down when price goes up. Okay, price goes up, total revenue goes down, elastic. Price falls, the additional revenue generated by the increase in the quantity is exactly offset by the revenue lost. So the price changed, but the total revenue didn't. And so thinking about, think about a total revenue curve that looks like this. And it kind of flattens out and then comes back down again. If you're in that flattened out range, right, you're at the maximum of total revenue, then you're in the unit elastic. Total revenue falls when output increases. Now this one throws students off sometimes. Remember, output is just quantity. So if we're going from here to here, quantity rises, total revenue is falling. And you can remember we had a demand curve, right? This is the inelastic range. So thinking about that picture that we looked at in the previous one, if you're in the farther right portion of the total revenue curve, you're in the inelastic range. Producers in industry find they can increase total revenue by reducing output. Now, you could just observe that that's the opposite of this one, but we could just say, if you're going reducing output and you're moving up, then that counts as essentially saying inelastic. It's just the reverse direction. Okay, price elasticity of supply. Assume price of corn goes up 20, quantity of supplied goes up 40. So we would say PES is equal to positive 40 over positive 20. So that's positive 2. They're all going to be positive. And so that would be elastic because it's greater than 1. Price of football tickets goes from 100 to 150. Number of seats remains the same. So in this sense, right, if the number of seats remains the same, then we know we are inelastic. We don't calculate anything there because the number of seats stayed the same. And then the market for ride shares, and then these are if the wage paid to Uber drivers goes from 5 to 10. So we're actually talking about the supply of labor here. The number of Uber drivers rises, rises from 3 to 5 as the supply inelastic, elastic, unit elastic. So there's two ways to do this. You could calculate it, which is a pain, or you can just observe that the wage, which is the price, doubled. Right? So we had 2 times bigger. Did we have 2 times the supply? No, we did not. We had less than the 2 times the supply, so it's inelastic. Now, if you want to calculate it out with me, that's great. I'm going to do that, but otherwise, I'll see you next time. So I'm going to go ahead and calculate this one out to show you how this would work, right? So the percent change from 5 to 10, that's the percent change in price. So 10 minus 5 over 5 is equal to 1, right? And then the percent change in quantity supplied is going to go from 3 to 5. So we'd say 5 minus 3 over 3. And so that's 2/3. And 2/3 over 1 is just 2/3, which is equal to 0.67. So 0.67 is less than 1, so it's inelastic. All right, hopefully that helped you. See you next time.